Hi, my name is Jennifer Shryock, and if you've tuned in to Family Paws Parent Education, you know me. So today I wanted to cover a question that I'm asked all the time, and that is, we want to adopt a dog or we want to get a puppy. What do you recommend? And I have to be very honest with you. I've done both. I've had a puppy and I've gone to a breeder, and I've also had dogs that I've gotten from rescue. Our family has fostered over 70 dogs, so I'm very experienced with rescues. And when my kids were 3 and 2, I actually went to a rescue and said, "Hey, we want a puppy." And they said, "Oh, no, 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 no. First of all, no, you don't. And second of all, we're not going to give you one," which was absolutely fantastic because I really didn't know. And that was many years ago. However, I will say that I've learned a lot since then, and I continue to learn every single day. We currently at our home have a 12-year-old dog and two 8 or 9-year-old dogs, and then a 11-month-old puppy. And I have children that are 16, 15, 11, and 3. And I will tell you that having a puppy and a toddler is not easy. There's a lot of teething, there's a lot of nipping. I have a large puppy, so especially a large breed dog, you've got to think about your toddler's abilities and then the dog and the fact that your puppy's going to grow large very quickly. It is a ton of management, and even with my experience, I have to say there are times that I'm going, "What have I done?" And I definitely can tell you it's a lot of work. You are doing potty training for both. Having a puppy is like having another baby in the house. You need to know that every waking moment is a learning moment, and so in order to raise a healthy, happy puppy, you've got to expose them to many different things, which can be really hard when you have a toddler in tow as well. So there's a lot of factors and things to take into consideration. You also really can't have your puppy roaming freely around the house while your toddler is playing and engaging in things, because otherwise it's going to be just puppy madness, puppy on top of the child and eating everything in sight. So for their safety and your toddler's safety, you're going to have to do extreme management. Now, you got to remember that dogs go through an adolescent phase, and so, again, you are going to have a dog that is acting like, "What? I never learned that from you." They're going to go through different stages, and it's important that you know this ahead of time because it's a huge, huge commitment. I have to say that when I first wanted to get our puppy, I was the one who was mostly on board. My husband was on board as well, as was one of my children, my daughter. But my two sons, they were interested, but not really. Um, and most of it, but don't fool yourself. Even if you have older kids, the work is going to fall on the parents. So, especially if you have a large breed dog, you're going to need to be ready to take on, the nighttime potty trips and the training and everything else. We attended several puppy classes and we did a lot for socialization, and it's really difficult to raise a puppy when you have a busy, busy, busy household. So, my thoughts are most of the time it is better, and looking back, I don't know that I would do a puppy again. I wanted the experience of raising a puppy from the beginning, and I cherish it. But when you get a dog that's 3 to 5 years of age and you get a dog that's been fostered in a foster home with a rescue, you get a dog that you know a little bit more about. They've reached maturity, so now you know a little bit about who they are. They've kind of grown into who they are. This is hugely helpful when you have a family with children because it allows you to get to know them. We've done that every single other time, and to be honest, we've had excellent dogs. We have the challenges we've chosen to take on, we knew were there. And the dogs that our first German Shepherd, he was absolutely phenomenal. Very laid back, easygoing, other than the fact that he was obsessed with any kind of ball. But he was very playful, very wonderful. But having a puppy, I will say, I thought, well, I'll start him at, 8 weeks and I'll have everything perfect. And for the most part, that's true, but there's also some things that are just part of who he is. That would I like it differently? Sure. If I had met him as an adult and seen some of those traits, would I bring him into my home at this time? Maybe not. So I encourage you to think about your lifestyle, to think about your energy level, think about the age and abilities of your children. You've got to know that if you have a toddler and a puppy, it is a lot of work, a ton of work, a ton of management, and it doesn't always work out. And many times families get really frustrated and they end up returning their dog. And I don't want you in that situation. So I want you to think about all the possibilities, all the options. Rescues are a great option, but be sure the dog is fostered. Be sure that it's a reputable rescue. Be sure to talk to, others who have gone through the rescue, and and be sure to take your time with this process in deciding what is the right fit for you. Don't get too hung up on a breed. I would look more at temperament, especially when dealing with children. And if you can have a trainer or someone who is a behavior consultant who's used to temperament evaluation, I would absolutely have someone come with you to help you in your pet selection. So I hope those tips are helpful. And for more information, visit FamilyPaws.com.